I can't tell you how many times I've been in an IEP team with a parent, and in the middle of the meeting, after hearing the school team go on and on about how the student is doing so beautifully and the parent is chomping at the bit to express their concerns, we're told, oh, we only have another 20 minutes, or this meeting has to end at a certain time. And few things upset a parent more than that kind of a thing, because it's really like you're shutting off the communication right in the middle of the meeting. So, Julie, how do you handle it when you get told that?
Well, actually, that's very generous. Most times when it happens to me in meetings that I'm in, it's like, the meeting's over in 5 minutes, so you better wrap it up. And meanwhile, we've just begun speaking.
Right.
So that was very generous of you to say 20 minutes. And of course, I'm being facetious. But the point is that you've got to preempt that. Set a tone as you move forward after an experience like that to say, as we move forward, you want to find out if there's going to be a limit on your IEP team meeting. That might mean, Jen, that you write an email to one of the team members, or I think to get everything in writing is always a good deal. But to make sure that when you schedule your next meeting, that there is not going to be a time limit on it, or if there is going to be a time limit, you understand what the time is so that you can have an agenda that fits the time.
You know, and a practical tip, very beginning of the meeting, just start off the meeting by saying, is there a time limit? Do we have a time limitation? Now, there is some legal question in my mind about whether a school district can arbitrarily pick a time limit for IEP meetings, because they are required to make sure that parents have the opportunity to participate in the development of the IEP. And so another practical tip, and this may actually result in you having as long a meeting as you feel is necessary, is to, at the very beginning, if you're told we only have an hour, we only have 45 minutes, either ask them to shortcut some of the portions of the meeting that you feel take up so much time and aren't necessary, like reviewing an evaluation that you've already read and reviewed with the evaluator 10 weeks before and you don't really need to reread it as a team, or like going through in great detail the present levels of performance. You know, that kind of thing doesn't necessarily need to take as much time. But another tip, Julie, is to say, well, okay, if we only have 45 minutes, we're going to need to reconvene because I have a long agenda of issues that I want to discuss, and that's not going to be enough time. That usually results in somebody getting coverage for somebody and saying, let's just finish this today because we don't want to have to get everyone back together.
Right. And another thing that I'd say is that if, in fact, this is going to happen to you, and it happens over and over again, I would at some point ask the district if they actually have a written policy on the fact that they limit IEP teams. Now, from a very practical standpoint, let's face it, school districts are in the position where they might have to have many, many, many IEP team meetings with many, many parents. And I get it, Jen. It comes down to scheduling and logistics. But, however, it doesn't mean that if you have a very important issue to discuss that you shouldn't be able to meaningfully participate in an IEP team meeting. And so it's a big difference if it happens over and over and over again, or if it's just a one-shot deal. If, in fact, it happens over and over again, perhaps you need to take the line where you say, listen, do you have a written policy about this? Because if not, I'd like to make sure that our meetings last as long as the issues that are on the table.